Power Flipper of the week.
Oh,
It's going out. I'm picking Lil Nas X this week. This guy dropped a new song. It's called Montero, and it's got a lot of controversy behind it. He dropped the video. The video basically showing him like
he's twerking on the devil, right? Basically.
Yeah. He's like lap dancing on the devil. He kind of takes over hell essentially at the end of the video.
He takes over,
right? I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
He basically he lap dances on the devil, and then so basically it's like he's seducing him, right?
Yeah.
So he goes behind him, snaps his neck, and then takes his crown, his horns, takes his horns, put them on himself, and he sort of becomes the king of hell, right? Yeah. But
just
man,
tame, bro. Because I remember when we had the South Park movie and we had Saddam fucking the devil. You don't remember that?
No.
I saw him and I was like, "Step your game up, Lil Nas." Like,
we already did that.
Like, we did that. Saddam fucked him, or he fucked Saddam. One or the other. That shit was wild.
But to go along with that, he teams up with a New York company, and it's pronounced Mischief, but it's MSCHF for those of you who want to look it up on Google. Teams up with this company, a New York company that actually does like modifications. I don't know if it's just shoes they do or if they do other things. Sure. I don't know, but they basically got together, got some Nikes, some like 97 Nikes, and made a Satan shoe.
Which now Nike's pissed off about.
Yeah, no, they're suing him. Which I'm like, why can't you? Like, why can't you mod something and sell it for more?
They had zero issues until the controversy around this. People do this shit
all the time. So I was gonna say,
like, this company's made a living. I mean, it's a whole company. They're just modifying shoes.
They fucking made they made a Jesus shoe, and I don't know if they're being sued for that.
Probably not. And then they, a lot of these guys, think of like the custom cleats, like players will get made that are Nike or Under Armour and all these companies will make them and raffle them off. Or there's actually websites that will custom make, like you pick the pair of Nikes or whatever that you want, and then they have custom designs that you can ask for that'll do this. You didn't, like I've always thought like, oh, that's a fine line. Like the cease and desist there, you could like,
right.
But I'm assuming there's an artistic part of it that it goes, hey, we're not taking credit for the Nike portion of it. We're taking credit for customizing the shoe. I thought that was a bitch move by Nike.
Yeah, I thought so too. I think it was just because of the backlash of people who said, oh, Nike, you're supporting, you're satanic, right? Which is not the case actually in any of this. I mean, even so, just to go back to the shoe, they made, they went all out with the whole sort of satanic thing, right? They bought like 666 pairs. The shoe has a medallion of like the pentagram on the medallion.
Yep.
The pentagram is inside of the shoe. The sole of the shoe has the red ink plus 1 drop of human blood that was donated by the employees of Mischief.
Yeah.
So
it's a cool ass like art piece, man. Like I dig the shoes. I saw them.
The shoes
sick.
Yeah, the shoes look sick. Now, listen, anybody who's like religious, and I get it, right? Like you want to stay far away from that. Like more power to you. I don't, that's fine. Oh, and by the way, they even on the shoe they have the Bible verse. Luke, it says like Luke 10:18.
Okay.
And then they sold the shoes for $1,018 a piece, and he sold out in minutes.
I thought it was seconds.
It could have been seconds. I don't know, man.
But he sold out. Yeah,
instantly,
basically. Right? Yeah. Good for him, bro.
But
for him.
Man, this kid is, and he's a kid. He's not a Satanist.
Yeah, most
right?
definitely.
I mean,
not.
let's stop, because we've. Since this drop, I mean, he's gotten a lot of backlash, not only from fans, but also from the media, from the governor of Minnesota came out and made a statement. There was a couple like evangelists or preachers that were out there, talking about it. The kid is not a Satanist. He recently came out, within the last couple of years, he came out as being gay, and it was a play on what he's been told his entire life, which is, if you're gay, you're going to hell.
Right.
And so he did it as like he came out, and actually he was kind of cool, man. He wrote a letter to his 14-year-old self. Did you see this?
No, I didn't see this part, man.
He wrote it to his 14-year-old self, and I'm not gonna quote here, but essentially it was like, hey, like, you know, we were gonna keep this thing a secret, but we didn't, and we're coming out, and we were not gonna be like quote unquote that gay guy, but we need to do this. It's gonna shock a lot of people. Some people are gonna be mad, but we're also gonna help a lot of people.
Yeah, dude. He came out in the height, like, right, he had one massive hit with Old Town Road.
Old Town Road, right.
And then comes out right after that, which is a big move, right? Because immediately the hip hop community, which is usually, it is homophobic for the most part, is gonna shun you away, right? Like, rappers immediately are gonna distance themselves from you. So it's a big risk on his part to do that early in his career.
And wasn't there like a kind of confusion on, oh, is it rap, is it country,
right?
Because I will tell you, man, there's people out there that go like, that's not rap, like that's country.
But it is. The problem is and I saw so many, and you and I probably have the same posts, like, of friends. Either we have the mid-30s and up group, or the mid-40s and up group who are in there, you know, like I kept seeing people going like, my Nas versus these kids Nas, and, you know, and I had a picture of Nas, Nasir Jones, right? Illmatic Nas, and then it had a picture of this kid, and it's like, so it's not even a good comparison because it's different music, right? Like I'm guilty of occasionally getting caught up in the, like, you know, some of these kids are trash, like I don't get it now, right? Like, and then the easiest way I can decipher now is that, like, there's drug user music now. We probably grew up on the drug dealer music, is like the saying always. But it is what it is, right? Like people hated our music, right? Like the generation before us hated the shit we listened to. Like, we're supposed to hate this shit. Like, our job is to get out of the way and let the new generation and new kids have fun. And I don't know, man. Like, I thought this kid took a big risk of doing that. I thought the song, the big thing I kept seeing too was like, hey, my kids look up to you because of Old Town Road, and that's a song I play over and over and all that shit.
Have you read the lyrics to that shit?
Dude, he's talking about lean.
Yeah.
And cheating on his girl or guy or whatever.
Oh, whatever, right.
I'm like, wait, so that's the song you're worried that now because your kid, like,
exactly, bro.
We're so, and I go, like, content isn't for everyone. Like, I hate this idea that you have to make this one size fits all content, right? Like, if somebody told us, like, hey, your podcast didn't, like, my grandmother hates your podcast. Fucking okay, cool. Okay. There's a billion other ones. Like, she's not supposed to like everything, right? Like, and I see this shit all the time now, especially with this. I saw a lot of people going like, oh, he liked your old stuff. Like, well, shame on you. Like, that's on you. You let your kids listen to Old Town Road. The lyrics of that song aren't exactly kid friendly.
Right.
And it isn't his job to raise your kids. Like, go be a fucking parent. Like, I feel like we're so afraid of having conversations. Yeah.
I'm not a role model.
I actually agree with that shit, man. Like, I always think, like, listen, man, if your kids are and I get these kids are gonna look up to some of these guys, right? They are gonna idolize them. They are, like, I'm not saying that the kids aren't gonna do that, but it's your job as a parent to also make them understand, like, hey, some of these people are flawed, or some of these people are humans. You know, they're gonna do shit just like you're gonna make mistakes, or we don't necessarily have to agree or like everything that they do, but they're individuals and they're allowed to do that. Like, it doesn't, you know, I just feel like we're afraid to parent.
And you can also, you know, like, just because someone does good music or someone plays sports well, whatever, like, you can admire the art that they're putting forth without admiring the person and emulating the person.
Michael Jackson. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these same people will be the first ones putting on Beat It, you know, or like letting that play while they're cleaning the house. Like, we're such hypocrites, man, with this. In the big, you know, what's funny, man, is I think, you know, you were talking about he did this because it was like people knocking him for being gay, telling him he's going to go to hell, right? And it wasn't people. It's like it's Christian community.
The church that he goes to, his family, his friends, right? Like, that's like the rhetoric from the church is like being gay is wrong. And so, dude, I can only imagine what that's like, right? To go through that, to go like, you're like, I didn't choose this. Like, this is just who I am. So you're telling me I'm going to hell just because of this is who I am? Like, that's fucked up.
It's
and
so
then,
fucked.
Bro, he has this fucking great quote, bro, that he goes, y'all keep saying that we going to hell, but get upset when I go there. And that's what he did in the video, right? And I'm just like, that was fucking it's just a brilliant, and, you know,
good for
shout out to
dude.
him, man.
And, you know, like, So like the first thing that this made me think of, because I saw the outrage from like the Christian community and all these people knocking him, I went, let's depending on where you are on this, right? I guess let's look at this from a perspective of a believer, right? If I'm a Christian and I believe this, right, and I believe in Satan, I believe in the devil, and I believe on all that comes along with this, right, and hell and all that. This kid, you're shunning him, you're telling him you're going to hell, you're not going to make it, right? And for all intents and purposes, he's looking at hell and the devil, quote unquote, and he's going, well, fuck, they accept me for who I am. Well, shit, I can go be party. Like, hell looks kind of lit right now, right? They're not judging me. They're not doing like, if you look at it from a perspective, like Christians will be the first to be like, oh, fuck you, you're going to hell. And then you go there, like to his point, and they're like, oh, I can't believe you did that. Well, dude, they're accepting of me down there. You know what I mean? Like, right. Fuck, I'll go hang with them. Like, it's so stupid to me that like you want to welcome someone in by pushing them away. And it's so against Christian values.
Yeah,
like
you want to welcome them in as long as they fit into the mold.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't fit into the mold, if you're an outlier, then, you know, again, and man, we talked about this, what was it, last week or the week before, man, where it's like, not everybody's the same, man. And you just got to learn to accept people for who they are. If they're gay, then they're gay. It has no bearing on your life. It doesn't have any effect on your kids, or like them being around you is on a fucking disease. It's like, you're not going to catch it. Like, yo, they're just people.
Just people, yeah. Dude, it's heartbreaking to see, man. And I think as I've always been loving and accepting of any community, right? Like, to me, if you're not doing anything to hurt old folks or hurt kids or hurt just people in general, like, I don't care what you do, man. Like, do the shit that makes you happy, right? And I think as a parent, though, I've been more, I think, aware and cautious of, like, making sure that I try to instill in them the values of, like, hey, man, like, love and acceptance, and, you know, like, and that goes for shit we don't agree with. Like, sometimes, you know, like, even when, say, like, the election was happening, and obviously people get so much animosity, and, you know, while I may have very strong thoughts in one direction, what I always try to do with my kids, and I'm not always successful, is just go, some people think XYZ. I'm like, right. And that's okay. Like, we're all going to have different opinions on that, right? And then when it comes specifically to the gay community, like, our kids have been in gay weddings for family members. Our kids have been, like, always exposed to it. They have family they talk to on a regular who are gay. So to them, they've never not seen it as anything different. So to me, it's more awkward when this stuff comes out and they're like, why is everybody mad?
Right.
Yeah. Like, it makes that an awkward conversation, because now I have to go, you know what, man, the world isn't so, like, loving and accepting and I hate to use the word tolerant, because it's almost like you have to put up with it, and that's not how I feel about it at all. Because I wouldn't say, hey, Sean, I'm putting up with you liking girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird, man.
I found it really strange when I expected that, you know, the backlash from sort of like the evangelists and preachers and what have you. The governor of Minnesota, it's like, shut the fuck up and go be a governor.
Yeah, don't you got more shit to worry about right now?
Nothing to, like, I don't even understand. She would say something to the effect of, like, we're battling for our, you know, for the souls of the nation.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think Lil Nas X is taking anybody's soul.
Dude, nothing irritates me more either than people preaching ethics and morals, man, than the people, you know, should be the last ones preaching ethics and morals. Like, if you're in politics, do not preach ethics and morals to me. Just be quiet. Like, because I'm not going to preach ethics and morals to someone, like, because we're all fucked up, right? Like, so, I think what surprised me more, man, were I'm going to call them, like, the old heads, the old hip hop heads, who just, like, they tend to hate on this young generation anyway, irrespective of whether they're gay or not, or whether they make Satan music. But the shit they put on there about, like, oh, this kid's preaching music, you know, like Satanism, and, you know, they're going on these tangents, and you scroll to, like, their last post, and they're like, bro, you just posted a rap video with mad half-naked chicks on there, and you're like, you're Christian now? Like, what the fuck happened? Like, it's just so hypocritical, man.
Oh,
like,
it really is, bro. It really is. But shout out to him, man. You know, like I said, for having the courage, right, absolutely, to do that. The guy is not a Satan worshiper, and you know what? To be honest, man, if he was, I don't really give a shit.
No, and it's a great artistic expression. So, man, shout out, Lil Nas X, man, keep doing you. And you know, like, I thought the video with the shoe relief, it was genius marketing, and we're talking about it. So you take that all aside, he put himself on the map with this, right? You're talking about him anyway. I guarantee you the song downloads are going to go through the roof. The video streams are going to go through the roof. Like, he just raised his clout from this, and maybe that was part of it too, right? He's like, where can I go and really strike a nerve with people? And you got to think this kid sounds like he's smart enough that this was well thought out. So
yeah, and
good for him, man.
And on the flip side of that, you know, if you just go and look this kid up, like, he's done some good shit for, like, the environment. He's done, like, donating stuff for the conservation of the oceans. The guy has gone to, like, hospitals and like hang out with like patients and kids, and so, you know, he's out trying to do good shit.
Yeah.
The problem is that, you know, unfortunately in the media, if it's not like shock and awe, it's not being reported.
Yeah. Dude, a year before he dropped Old Town Road, like he said, literally 12 months before, he was sleeping on his sister's couch. And then he went to the release of the regular song and then the remix with Billy Ray. It's cool, man. I saw him give Billy Ray like a Maserati, like like the actual sports car that he mentions in like the song, like as a gift, because he's like, yo, I can't believe he came on the song. And obviously that took the song to a whole nother level, because the remix is the one that blew up extra. You know, and for him to have that like holy shit, that gratitude, and go like, yo, I'm gonna give you a gift. Like, Billy Ray doesn't need a Maserati. Billy Ray can go buy his own Maserati, right? Like, he's like, you know, you bought him that. Like you said, he's doing all these other things in the community. I know he's joined a couple of other causes with like other big artists, in donating time. He did something in Minnesota for the George Floyd thing. I can't remember what the organization is called, but he has donated time and money to that as well. Like, and all we're gonna remember is like, remember the kid that put the drop of the blood and the Satan stuff in the shoe. Like, it's just
Minnesota Freedom.
Yep, the Freedom Project or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to him, yo. Look, keep doing you, man. And as a parent, more importantly, and this is the part that irks me about watching people my age and older who have kids, is as a parent, looking at him, I think kids looking at him going, oh shit, like, that's okay as far as being who he is, and not being afraid to come out. It's like, okay, that takes guts. And if you're a kid who's an aspiring rapper and maybe you're questioning your sexuality, you got to look to this guy and go, well, fuck, he made it work.
Yep.
And again, in an industry that's homophobic, like rap is homophobic. Like, there's no, I can't even sugarcoat that, right? Like, rap is so machismo and so like, yeah, it's so homophobic. I love the shit I saw tweets from rappers talking about like, this isn't God's way. I'm like, you're murdering people in songs, you dumb fuck. Like, why are you
selling drugs?
And you're selling drugs. Yeah, and it's like the same rappers who come out like,
yeah, shut up.
Yeah, who come out like whatever, talking shit about government and all that stuff, and I'm like, bro, you got songs where you're murdering people and selling dope.
Let me get on my Black Bush shit right now.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my God, man, it's so frustrating. But listen, man, shout out to him, and yeah, he's our carbon footprint, yo. You keep doing what you're doing, Lil Nas X, man.
Absolutely.
That's fire, dude.